moving on to Eastern, second time around playing them this year. We're able to dominate them really in all phases for the most part in the first game, but as we all know, it always gets harder the second time around. So talk about what you guys are going to have to do to get a win down there.
Well, they are, again, they're a prideful program. I mean, they're not having the year that they want to have. They've lost a bunch of close games, yep. And so they're very formidable, and their quarterback, Kai Quinn, is one of the few gunslingers in the conference, and he's tough to tackle, and somehow it seems like he can throw it into where there's lots of different colored shirts there.
Yeah.
And his guy comes up with the ball, so he's just got a real knack, and so he's a very, very scary player. We got to find a way to contain him, number one, keep him from running, because he's a very, very strong runner, different kind of runner than
great tackles, but he's got some speed. He can get outside.
Yeah, he can run, but he's a big, tough, strong guy, and have a huge amount of respect for him. And they got a few weapons, so they're okay. So we gotta find a way to slow them down. And then on defense, they are always very multiple on defense, so that's the huge challenge there. And then in my estimation, we were talking just a second ago that their two DNs, I think, are the best players in the conference. So it's a lot on our tackles and tight ends on the edge. To Chase Van Wyck, number 41, is just a real football guy, and boy, he's the complete package. He can rush the passer, he plays the run, and then Sage DeLong is also a very, very good player from just over here in Vail, Oregon, but really, really, really good player. So we have a lot of respect for Eastern Oregon and what Coach Camp does. We love to beat them now, but they're our rival, and, but we don't. We aren't sleeping on it. We got to make sure that we don't, because it is hard to win, and it takes it's taken a lot of work to get to where we are, and it's going to take a lot of work to. Yeah, and everybody wants to knock you guys off. Absolutely, so you're the team with the target on your back. So anyway, thanks you guys for tuning in to week 9 of the Steel Show. Get out to LeGrand, Oregon. It's a quick trip from Caldwell. I'll sure as heck be there. I know a bunch of the alumni contingent are going to be making the trip down there. It'd be great to have a big crowd there. Yeah. It would be awesome. Absolutely. So let's go support the Yotes. We'll be back at home next week against Montana Western, but looking for a big win this weekend in LeGrand, and continue to tune in for more of the Steel Show. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Brock. All right, Yote fans, want to preview some of the key players for Eastern Oregon for the game coming up this Saturday. Starting on offense, really starts and stops with Kai Quinn. He's a heck of a player. He's a dynamic quarterback. We heard Coach Mo talk about him a little bit in our interview in his office about Kai's ability to get outside of the pocket. He's a strong runner. If you watch him on film, there's times where he's running over linebackers and running over DBs. He's a dynamic player. He's got a great arm. He likes to fit the ball into tight windows. He'll take chances. Like Coach Mo said, he's really a gunslinger and just a guy that can come out on any Saturday and make a ton of plays. So that'll be a huge challenge for the Yotes defense. And then at running back, Victor Diaz, been a starting running back for the Mountaineers for a few years now. He's a heck of a player. He's a north-south kind of runner, so he gets upfield. He's looking for contact. He's just a tough physical runner who's a tough matchup for anybody, and is going to be certainly a challenge for the Yotes defense, especially in the front 7 this week. So going to have to contain him, number 44, Victor Diaz. And then moving over to the defensive side, we also heard Coach Mo mention their defensive ends, Isaiah Cranford and Sage DeLong. Both guys are huge players for them. They can get in the backfield on any play. They're going to harass the quarterback. They're good against the run. They're big. They're physical. Those are a couple of the best DNs in the league. They're very tough players and going to be a huge challenge for the O-line of C of I. And then want to mention Zach Jacobs. He leads the team in interceptions with 4. He plays free safety for the Mountaineers, so he's in the back end, makes a lot of plays downfield, can come up and be physical against the run. So he's another guy that we're going to have to watch out for this week, and another huge challenge for the Yotes. So going to need to be focused to go down to LeGrand and get a W against Eastern Oregon.